Hey Crusaders, Daryl here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you're watching this, it's approximately 8:30 in the morning for me here in, as you can tell, sunny Florida. I think today is supposed to be like a high of 97 and we're only in May. So it's going to be a hot one this year. So today what I'm going to do is, as you can see, I'm going to redo the back end of my truck. So I was working on a extruded aluminum system, but now I just recently acquired a Redarc BCDC Charger from a good man, Derek with Overland. He had an extra one and got a real good deal on that. So I'm going to, after watching an excellent series by Asia Sampson from Baptism Overland, I am going to build a box system for my house battery, and I'm going to be installing the BCDC charger. So I'll be running my solar, but my charge the battery also off the alternator. So excited about that. So I'm stripping out the back end and I'm going to be building the box so I can house the battery and maybe some other storage items. And then also, if you notice over my shoulder here, that's the 1/3 of the back seat. I'm going to be sleeping on that side when I travel, if I don't deploy my Gazelle tent. And so the box system is going to be integrated into that, and we'll see what we can do. My plans are to remove that rear seat, so I may build the system where when I'm on my trips, I'll take that seat out and put another box system in there that I can pull in and I actually put in and remove. But we'll see what happens. And or I may use the extruded aluminum frame that I've already built and maybe cut that partially so I can use that up front for my sleeping platform. So let's see what we can get into, and hopefully this won't be a fail like some other systems I tried to build and I just said screw it, I'm done. So let's see what I can do. All right, Crusaders, don't forget, like, subscribe, share. All right, like, subscribe, and share. And everybody who has been liking, subscribing, and sharing, and even viewing, thank you so much. This is actually enjoyable for me to do, and if you guys didn't keep subscribing and liking, I wouldn't do it. But so I appreciate it. So hang tight and let's see what we can get into. Okay, so got it vacuumed out. Granted, it's not the best. All right, this is a 2003, so the carpet's going to be a little disarray. I'm not worried about that. All right, because I'm going to be putting a piece of plywood covering this whole back area, so I'm not really that concerned about just how absolutely awesome the carpet looks. All right. Okay, so with a straight edge, I cut this as straight as I could. So here's the position that the board is going to be. Now the cool thing about this cardboard is it's corrugated, so it's going to be a pretty true representative of, or representation of, the piece of plywood. So if I have this even resting up against the hinge, see, I can go all the way up. So that makes me happy there. So now I just have to go ahead and fill in those little gaps in those back corners, or maybe not. So we'll see. All right, so here's the template. Got the wings over here to fill in these gaps. And then I decided not to worry about those areas down there. It's not a huge deal because this side is just going to basically be flat. I'm not sure if I want to. I may build a box up. Up, and then to go over top of the refrigerator. That way I could possibly put a drawer or something up on top of that. So that's something I'll explore. Because I do have a drawer slides, locking drawer slides, regular drawer slides, so I have a friend that used to do a bunch of woodworking, and he was cleaning out his garage. I believe he's moving to a different house, and he brought over a bunch of plywood and whatnot for me. This right here was, if you could see the shape of it, he had a small, I guess you could call it a John boat, maybe a tiny boat, and he was building a deck for it, but never followed through with it. I put the cardboard on this, and there's enough wood right here that I can reclaim it to use as my base, so that's what I'm going to do. Never hurts just to try and take that little extra step. So that might prevent you from having the sand, the wood, a whole lot less. All right. Let's see what I can do here. Turned out pretty good. But you know what I'm going to do? Hearing protection. Always make sure you have your protective gear, your PPE, personal protective equipment. So there's going to be very minimal sanding I have to do if I want to sand it at all. That was already like that. Here's the cut coming down. I'm going to sand a little bit here. This is the worst spot right here, this side. Even that's not bad. I don't even know if I'm going to sand it. Alright, so here it is inside. Sorry about the light, the sun's starting to come over my house. So, pretty tight there, pretty tight over here. And once I secure it, I'm actually going to secure it, and it will be on, right on the hinge. I mean, I guess I could technically shave a little bit off of here, shave a little bit off of there, to make it sit behind there, but I can actually, it's just plastic. See, look at that, there you go. I can do that and secure it down. So I'm not that worried about that aspect of things. I think it'll work. All right, guys. Here is, I had 2 bolts long enough, so I just went ahead and put that 3rd bolt back in underneath. But I have these 2 secured down, and if you notice, even with those 2, these suckers aren't going anywhere. So I'll just secure this in, and I can still open up, move this stuff, and I can still open up my tray. So that's a win in my opinion. Didn't have to make new holes in the truck. And then I'll just secure them here, and I'll be good to go. Oh yeah, also what I'm thinking about doing is I'm going to run the solar down through this side. And then I can just run it down through the plastic, down through all this, bring it out through here. That way I can use the grounds, and then I can use my my negative bus bar over here, and then bring the power wires down the driver's side, and then I can access them through my tail lights, which then if I need to drill a hole through here somewhere up high, I can do that and then bring the power wires down if I don't drill up from the bottom and plug that up and everything. But I prefer, if I have to drill high, because I don't think I have a place to go through the driver's side and run the negative and power wire all the way up. So it might be easier just to come from underneath and then come up. So we'll see. All right, everyone, here's where I'm at. So I got this boxed in over here, as you can see. I was going to bring this up 3 feet, and then I decided against this big shelf drawer that would be right here, and that would be really obstructing my view. So I brought it up to the 24 inches. So with that, I'll be able to still come over here, put the wall up, and then still box it. And if I need to, I can always have stuff on the top part of the tray. So that's not a huge deal. So that's where we're at right now. This is the area where the battery is going to be. I said that before. Doc Martin Monty on Instagram is here. He is trying to figure out why we're not getting power to these accessory ports and my center console accessory port. So he's been doing pretty good. He's not been using too many profanities. So
I don't think I've used any.
I don't think so either, but you've been doing good.
Pretty good.
So there's where we're at so far. Now it's time to go ahead and box this thing in. All right, guys, so here's where we're at. I showed you the box the last time, right? Now I'm working on this section over here. So the plans are, this is going to be a support for the board that's going to go all the way across. I'm planning on doing a divider right here, and then also doing a divider in the back. And I may leave this area open, or I may box it. I'm starting to figure it out. And then I'll have it over here. And then with a hinge, that way I can access things if I need to. So that's where we're at right now. So it's still coming along. It's 7:10 at night, and it's still probably about 90 degrees. So. All right, so I'm playing around trying to get the contour of these lines, and this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm putting my carpenter pencil in a wrench, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start over here, and actually let me flip it over, maybe that'll work a little bit better. And I'm just going to bring the wrench down the contours. And I think that actually worked out pretty good. Look, here's the line. And it's hard to see with the sun, but it comes down and then it contours back around. So I've never seen that done. I was just trying to figure out what I'm going to do to make the line. And that's what I came up with. Yeah, came up with a wrench and a pencil. And it worked. All right, so I went ahead and built a box around the battery. Okay, I am going to have tie down straps for this on the top, so it'll keep it in place. I have D-rings down there in the bottom on both sides, so I can hook like a ratchet or something into it, which was going to be no big deal. And I'll probably rotate the battery around also, so these are facing over here to this wall. The cables are going to come in through here, through the little hole, and then out here to connect to the Redarc system. I'm probably also going to be able to, I'm not going to fill in this section here, but I am going to put a wall across the front, and then I'll put some structure here so it stays sturdy, and then tie it in from the top, and that will really box it in, sort of like this. This is not going anywhere, okay? And then I'm still trying to figure out, I think back here, still trying to figure out what I want to do. If I want to put a hinge, and then that way I can access this section from, regardless, I think I'm gonna have to do a hinge. That way I can access, I don't know. I'm getting so confused at this point. Okay, everyone, so here's where we're at. So as I showed you, I cut this piece earlier. I actually just took a break for some dinner. I was going to get a piano hinge, but I didn't have one at the time, so down the road I'll be getting a piano hinge. But I did have these two hinges available, and I figured what I'd do is just hinge this. Now, right here, I may take the sander and sand a little bit. It sort of hits right here, see? But it's not a huge deal. So I can actually hinge it and bring it up, and then if I need, and then bring it down. So the last thing I have to do is cut this piece right here. Hey Crusaders, Daryl here. I really can't get a good light. There we go, maybe that's better. All right, so it's Florida. The sun's shining again, thankfully, but I think it's 11 in the morning. It's probably about 93 degrees right now. So I am working now on running my solar wires, and I'm going to be installing some rear chase lights on the roof. Actually, I'm attaching it to my solar panel, but I'm going to do a quick video on how to go through the roof on the Mitsubishi Montero. I have rear air conditioning, so there is a rear vent that goes across the roof that you have to pull the headliner down, unscrew the brackets for the plastic vent, and then access the roof that way. I am using a BougeRV solar panel, I guess, pass through. I'll put the description and the actual name of it, but it's from BougeRV. If you go to my friend Asia Sampson at Baptism Overland, he does a video on a through the bulkhead type of fitting. If I didn't already have the BougeRV, I would have bought one of those. So this is going to be a quick video on going through the roof and just showing you some things. Okay? Like, subscribe, share. All right, here's the starter hole that I started. And once I start drilling, I'm going to expand that hole to that 0.79 so I can fit that rubber grommet in. The rubber grommet is actually a 0.77, but the step bit that I have, it goes from lower than that to 0.79. So the other one is a little too tight, and that one is good enough. All right, so there's just that little block of wood right there. It gives me some more clearance, and then I'm going to start drilling the hole. As the hole gets bigger, I'm going to stop, do like a depth test, and make sure I have clearance so I can finish the hole. All right, y'all, I honestly gotta say, I do not like doing this part, but it has to be done. Do a quick depth check. Oh yeah, I should have plenty. Let's see, that's there. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can see it. Well, my finger has the depth, and I only got to get to that, so I still have like at least a ½ inch. Good to go. Okay.
any holes in anything. Looks like I'm good to go. I'm gonna grab that rubber grommet. Let me just double check underneath here. Make sure I didn't get into anything. Nope. I feel the metal shavings, but I don't feel any punctures in my air system. So that's a win. Now this, if you notice, it just sort of goes in between the layers. Put it in, just work it in there all the way around. You could use a flathead screwdriver to make it a little easier, which I think I have a small one over here. There it is. And then that pops right in. There we go. What do you think about? Sorry about the shadowing and stuff. There you go. That's the hole. I'm gonna clean up this area, and then I'm gonna butyl tape it. And then, as you can see in there, right there's that. So I'm going to butyl tape it, and then I'll screw it down. And we should be good to go. I got to run wires too. All right, so I reran the solar. It's coming through here. The chase lights that I'm going to run are coming through here. Got them through the grommet. The next thing to do is put the butyl tape on there and then go ahead and screw them down. All right, so this is what's called butyl tape. I use it on my camper. I don't know, it's like a putty, but in a tape form. So that's what I'm going to use to create that watertight seal. All right, so I measured it out and I made 3 little starter holes for when I screw it in. It'll be easier. So that's where we're at. Hey Crusaders, so I'm back just tinkering really on the back storage area, the platform. What I did was I showed you this previously with the latch. I'm going to get like a little carabiner, that way I'll keep it locked if I should get bouncy. I don't want it to come off like that. Don't think it will, but it's a possibility. So what I did to keep it open, I have this hook and eye. See, I'm trying to do it one-handed. So there's the hook and eye. So when I need it to be up, I can just latch it, and then look at that. That was one-handed. As soon as it unlatched, it went right down into the hole. So let me see if I can catch that again. So, it didn't do it that time, but that was just my thumb, and it went right into the hole. So that way I can close it. I have the latch here, and then I have another one of these in the back up there. I still have to run my wire for the chase lights, but that's where we're at. I just drilled a hole into this, and sorry Luso, Marco with Luso, I do have another one of your stickers down here, Marco. So this Luso sticker is taking a hit, but that's where we're going to throw the USB in. Okay, so that's the updates. I also thought about it, these power plugs that aren't up and running, I think I'm going to run wires over to the battery box here, and then just run it off the fuse block right here. So that's where we're at. Stay tuned. All right, everyone, so I think I pretty much have it now. I showed you all my stuff earlier. I went ahead and ran the USB. It's got power. That's running to the fuse block right here, which is running to the battery. I'm not worried about it draining because during the daytime it's getting charged from solar, and when I start the vehicle with the Redarc BCDC Charger, it's going to keep the battery charged. I also ran the 12 volt over here, so I can plug the fridge in and keep that plugged in. I showed you this earlier. Set that down. Let's close that up. This gets stowed in that position. I have to put the straps still onto the refrigerator. Sorry, I just hit the phone. Over here, since I couldn't figure out why I wasn't having power to this, I don't know if a wire's broken or a fuse I can't figure out. So I went ahead and hardwired it to the fuse block also. There's power with the USB, and here's power with the 12 volt. So I can charge other stuff. This may be a good spot for my batteries and whatnot. I'm gonna figure that out. The refrigerator's in. Let me go ahead and show you the other side. Okay, so you can see the wires come through here. I have them in place. I gotta get some wire loom, which I don't have. And then I ran them behind the back of that over there, over to the accessory plugs. And let me show you the other 12 volt. All right, so these wires, they go up through there, and then on the other side is, you can sort of see the blue glow. That is the power ports, the USB and the 12 volt. And then here's the 12 volt that I installed, and that's gonna be for the refrigerator. So I'm stoked about that. I got my electric chainsaw. I have to figure out where I'm gonna put that. But other than that, the next thing I need to do is I have extruded aluminum. So when I take out the 1/3 of the seat here, I need to cut the wood so I can make it onto my bed frame. So that's it. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. When I get that done, I'll do a follow-up to that. Ready for some dusty roads with the rear chase lights. All right, y'all, so I hope you enjoyed the video. You know, what can you do? I may modify this down the road, but for right now, for my trip coming up in July to North Carolina, I think it's gonna be just fine. There is enough room behind me to sleep. I will also take my Gazelle tent just in case I feel like I want more room. But I shall be sleeping in my truck with my Icy Breeze air conditioning unit. So, Crusaders, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And God bless. And I hope to see you on your own adventure. Yes, you right there, and you. And hey, you in the back there. See you on your own adventure.